Hello, YouTube. Give us a second and we will start the show.
Ooh, right
And
back.
you better you better hurry up
Sorry.
because we're on YouTube.
Okay, right back.
Hello. Those of you who are in Facebook land, darlings, this is Dr. Tasha Toy, and we are about to record one of, I think, our favorite sessions of the podcast, Toy Talk, no batteries included, which is called How Will You Spend Your Summer Correctly? We would say with movies. So give us a moment. Need to launch one more and wait for our other guests to return, and then we will start.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, on YouTube, Facebook, and all other social media forms, this is Toy Talk, no batteries included. And we are about to start our show. So hold on, get ready. We're about to have some fun.
Welcome to Toy Talk with Dr. Tasha Toy, a talk show with probative interviews about relationships, self-care, and so much more. No batteries included. It's time for Toy Talk. Here's Dr. Tasha Toy.
Hello, everyone out there in the land. How are you doing? This is Dr. Tasha Toy, and this is Toy Talk, no batteries included. This is the podcast / radio talk show about everything you need to know about a pop culture, lifestyle, and also relationships. And I could not do without my partner in crime, my friend, my pal, Caryn Reed Hendon.
What's up, fam?
Did you hear that?
For that round of applause.
That was a lot of work. That was a lot of work. You just don't understand the drama. Well, you know what? We did all of that, and I didn't even push the record button. Can you believe that, y'all?
That's hilarious.
But you know what? I would say that will be considered practicing because we are learning as we're doing. So let's get started.
So then that means that I get to take 2 more seconds to pick something off the ground that just fell.
Yes.
Okay. Just a second. Be right back.
You don't push record, you don't get a show. So we're going to try this one more time. Maybe less ums, less ahs, but more content. And I'll make sure my applause is a little bit fuller.
Right. Please make it rousing. Thank you. We earned it.
Me and myself. All right, let's try this one more time.
Got some juice in the throat and good now.
We're hitting record. Oh, wait a minute. And we're going to say, okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Toy Talk with Dr. Tasha Toy, a talk show with probative interviews about relationships, self-care, and so much more. No batteries included. It's time for Toy Talk. Here's Dr. Tasha Toy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Dr. Tasha Toy, and this is Toy Talk, no batteries included, the place where you come to learn about all the ins and outs that's going on in St. George, Utah. Popular culture, relationships, and so much more. We interview the people you want to know more about, and we also have discussions about things you want to learn about. Is it the latest actions and fashions of the Met Gala or Oscar, or is it what to do in your free time? Self-improvement, self-care, that is what we're about. I could not do this by myself without the wonderful, the dashing, the brilliant, the smart, the sophisticated, Caryn Reed Hendon.
Well, thank you. I'm quite appreciative of all of the other adjectives that you used to describe me. So thank you. That was lovely.
I have a thesaurus and I like to use it.
Good for you.
Thank you. I try so
For
hard. So what you been up to, Caryn?
Over the weekend, got the opportunity to see Anderson .Paak in concert.
Nice.
It was so dope. If you get the opportunity to see this man's show, you will not be disappointed. I was exhausted by the time I finished.
Now tell me about Anderson, what you're talking about.
So he's not new. He's had a couple of albums out already, but he is a drummer. He also raps. He also sings.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. He has 3 albums that are out already. One is Malibu. Another one is Venice, which is my personal favorite. And he has a new one out called Ventura. And it's just dope. It's all live instrumentation.
Mm-hmm.
He's just doing his thing. I got the opportunity to dance with him a little bit when he came up into the crowd. It was dope. It was dope. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I feel like his show set the tone for what summer's going to be like. It needs to be that lit all summer.
Well, you know what?
You know,
that is what we're trying to get to, is having a lit summer. And it sounds like you started off wonderfully.
Yes.
With a concert.
Yes.
Yeah. I have to admit.
Thank you, Meadowbrook Theater, because that was amazing.
I have to admit, I'm a little jealous because I didn't do any of that this weekend. I was at home, cleaning, on the couch, not feeling good. But you know what?
Oh,
it's okay.
what?
I'm back.
You back.
I'm back. And it's the best way to start summer is a bounce back. So mine was boring. I was cleaning. You know, we've been in this house for about a year, and I love my house. By the way, Tasha is a renter. Caryn is an owner. We just want to go back through that again. Mm-hmm. I used to be an owner, so don't think I never owned a house. I did. It was 100 years old. We'll get into that next week. Another time. We're not going to say next week, but another time. And so I cleaned, and you know how you clean? You know how you clean to just get dust off, but then you clean where you want to see your face in it?
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of cleaning I did, that spring cleaning where you dust things, you go in the corner, you use the little scrub brushes, where the sweat comes down, where you're trying to get the grout lines.
Oh, you was working.
The grout lines went from tan to cream. Okay. I was on a mission.
You was working.
What can I say? I had 3 or 4 cleaners. You know what I'm saying? So that is what I did. That's how I spent my weekend. So it sounds like we both had a good way to bring in June 1st. And that moves us to our next topic for today. We were just talking about how you start your summer off. And that means it could be something as a concert, cleaning the house, getting it ready for that light, that fresh, that newness. But the other question is, the kids are going to be out of school. You're going to have longer
Yes.
days. There's going to be more
Yes.
options for movies. And so that is why today's talk, conversation, discussion is about how to spend your summer correctly with movies.
Hmm.
Now,
That's the best way to cool off. You're not using your air conditioning.
no, somebody else's.
You're using somebody else's air conditioning.
Popcorn is actually a healthy food.
If you get one of the good movie theaters that has the reclining seats, you can
What?
catch yourself a good nap.
Don't snore during the movie. We will talk
Oh,
about you.
it depends on what time of day you're going, though.
Word. If it's that first showing, you might have it all by yourself.
You might very well have it all by yourself.
But you know what? People, I used to live in Rome, and I moved to Rome, Georgia. Georgia, I have to put that in there.
Hmm.
Rome, Georgia,
Hmm. Shout
and
out to Rome, Georgia.
whoop whoop. And now I live in St. George. What is up with these names? And the thing about it is, in Rome, both we had two movie theaters, two, and they were owned by the same company. And they had a hard, fast rule. In order for any show, whether it was a premiere or it was on its last leg and it's been at the movie theater for months, they had a hard,
Hmm.
fast rule of they would not show a movie unless there were four people in the auditorium.
Wow. Hey, yeah, okay.
Four. So if it was me and Big Daddy, I was like, okay. And there has been times, I tell you no lie, I don't want to get the young man in trouble, but there was one movie that me and Big Daddy went to go see, and we bought it. We walked in, no one was there. It started getting closer to time, and the next thing I know, I was like, we might not see this movie. Now you get your refund, but we
Okay,
might not
so
get
that's
that.
positive.
That's a good thing. And we kept chanting and hoping somebody came. And so the young man came through, and he knew us because we went to the movie so much. He said, "You know
Hmm.
what? I'm just gonna play it for you." And so we had the whole movie theater for the two of us. It was magic.
Oh, very
And it
nice.
was nice. And we
Very
did another
nice.
time for another movie, and a couple came. But that was their hard, fast rule. So shout out to the movie theaters that show the movie regardless if it's 1 or 100. Whew.
Yes. Shout out to you. You are the real MVPs for saving summer and our air
MVPs.
conditioning bills.
You are you are still on the air conditioning.
Hey,
Yes.
there is no greater feeling than using somebody else's AC during the summer.
Touche. You got a point.
Just saying, for at least for a couple of hours, you might be cold, you might need to bring a blanket, but you're going to be comfortable before you have to go out there in the searing sun.
In the recliner. In the
Yeah.
recliner. Well,
And the way climate change is set up, you have to be fully covered
did you say
to
how
go to your
did
car.
you say how your climate change is set up? Okay.
I'm just saying.
Like you
I'm just saying.
your
You
climate
gotta
change
wear
is set up very different than my climate change.
like, you gotta wear SPF 5,000 to go from the front door to the car.
And that is why we need the movies. So going back to our movies, that is the topic for today.
That's
And
right.
the thing about it is, we all remember when 4th of July came around and Will Smith had Independence Day. He had another
Yes.
movie. We started off summer, and summer back then started only in July 4th. It was kind of the epicenter, the peak of when movies were going to be like thebomb.com. But
Yes.
movie executives and producers have paid attention, and now they have started to give us movies all the time, and we are so happy for that. So the first round of
Yes.
movies that we want to talk about is we want to talk about the type of movies. How would you spend your time with the movie theaters? Now, I just shared that back where I was from, they had the count rule. But there's something else when it comes to movies. There's something called 3D. There's something
Mm-hmm.
called D-box. There's
Mm-hmm.
recliners, traditional, and stadium seatings. So
Mm-hmm.
taking a few minutes. Caryn, have you ever gone to a D box?
No, not yet.
Have you been in a theater with a D box?
Yes, and you can hear people in the other theater losing their minds, like especially if it's like a high action movie
Uh huh.
and it's in a D box theater, you
Mm.
might as well be on a roller coaster.
Exactly. Now,
Yeah,
now in your particular case, was the other movie theater all D boxes or just some of them were D boxes?
just some of them were D boxes.
Okay. Now, for those of you who don't know, I just learned about D boxes. It's the seat that moves with the movie,
Yeah.
and you put on it's 3D because you put on your little glasses, but then it
Mm,
moves as the show or the movie is going through. So if it's soaring, the seat becomes light as air. If it drops down, it drops real quick, and it oscillates with what it sees on the show. So
yeah.
I'm telling you, I went to see one for the first time. It was magic.
I'm sure.
It was worth the upgrade.
Okay.
So if you ever have the chance, it has to be a good movie. Don't try to do D box on a love romance type of thing because you're gonna get
No,
your
you
feelings
will be
hurt.
disappointed.
I paid all this money and it's not moving because you're in love. So it's just
Yeah,
kissing and I'm sorry and holding hands or whatever they're gonna do.
yeah.
You did it for nothing. You got to do it on a good movie, and we'll
Like a
talk
good
about
action flick.
a good action, and we'll give you those recommendations in a minute. Stadium seating, it's the normal little incline type of stuff. Um,
Hmm.
3D,
You got to find a sweet spot
but you
for
know
the
what?
stadium seating.
Isn't it always it's getting harder and harder because you think you need to go in the little steep incline, but I'm
Hmm.
noticing the flat in the front is not that bad either.
Well, it took a while for me to get used to sitting almost on the screen to get comfortable with sitting that close because I feel like you will miss a lot if you're too close to the screen. You're constantly, moving your head left to right to catch things. So you kind of have to find what that sweet spot is where it's big enough that you feel like you're a part of everything, but you're not feeling like you're actually in the movie.
So
So
what is the sweet spot for you in that particular case?
So the sweet spot for me in my theater is row R, seat number 14,
I imagine.
right smack in the middle. Just enough incline up, just enough incline up. You only got a couple of stairs to go down.
True, true, true.
So it's perfect. It's right smack in the middle. But be clear, if you sit in the middle seat, I hope you have used the restroom prior to going to the show. I hope you already got all the popcorn you're going to eat, all the drinks you're going to drink, because you will not be moving out of that
No
seat.
refills for you.
Correct.
None. So,
Correct.
so we talked about the perfect seat. Caryn has already told you row R,
That's right.
seat
Row
14.
R in the house.
But seat 14.
That's right.
For
Seat
me,
14.
you know what? I have not found out where that sweet spot is. And the reason why I said that is because we've all had that seat that you sit in and you fall through.
Oh, yeah.
But like you said, you don't want to be so close that you are like watching tennis, trying to figure out
Right.
what's going on like a puppy. What just happened?
Right.
So you
Right.
do have to find out where your sweet spot is. And again, going back to Caryn's original idea, air condition is your friend.
Yes. Yes.
Now we have taken a look at the types of movies that are out there, the viewing options, and our personally important ideas of why you should go to the movie. So let's get to it. What are the movies that we are going to see? So one of the things we're going to first talk about are thrillers. Now, I don't like thrillers. I'm gonna tell you now, I don't know any thrillers that you need to go see that I've seen because I started crying and binging. And no, no, Lassie too. That's the most thriller I've ever gotten. I want to keep my
Okay, so
sanity.
so there is a
Mm-mm.
difference between something that's a thriller and something that's a suspense.
Uh huh.
So I like a good suspense movie
Okay.
because you were just kind of caught up in the action going on through, and you can be caught up in a thriller too.
Uh-huh.
But suspense and thriller are different. A thriller could have some horror in it,
Uh-huh.
whereas thrillers generally do not. What I've noticed is that some thrillers have some level of reality connected to it,
Mm-hmm.
but that may not always be the case. So, like Inception is one. Like Inception was considered I think, a thriller,
Uh-huh.
and even though it wasn't real,
Mm-hmm.
there were things in it that would make you think, oh, that could potentially happen.
True. True. Now, here's my so she gave you an example of a thriller slash suspense. So I
Hmm.
would say, even though some of these movies have now gone to DVD, Netflix, Hulu, and all of the other streaming sources and services, by the way, we are not suggesting or are we affiliated with any of those. But I would
Correct.
say one of the things that I really like is Gina.
Okay.
Gina is about it is on, I think it's either streaming or it's on DVD, and it is the young lady who was in Kick A, you know. It was an action movie. So
Okay.
so what happens is this young lady goes ahead and she's on this train and she's minding her own business, and the next thing you know, she finds this purse. And
Hmm.
it's a nice green purse, old school. And she returns it. She looks in and she gets the information from the person who lost it. ID, of course. And it's this nice French lady, so she thinks. And it's about how this French lady is basically a lie and a shell of a person. And she stalks her. She stalks her at
Oh, wow.
home. She stalks her at work. She stalks her at school, and it gets so bad. The young lady's mother passed, and as they're getting to know each other, Gina finds this out and wants to become her surrogate mother. The problem with this,
Wow.
I know. And so the young lady tells her dad, hey dad, this lady's doing this, but I'm gonna be fine. And the dad's, like in New York, and the young lady's no, the dad's like off in Boston, and the young lady's in New York, we'll say. Well, the bad
Okay.
thing about it is the young lady turns up missing. He sends a private investigator, and he is killed by Gina. So
Mm.
Gina done killed the man and has the young lady.
Oh, wow.
Crazy. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because, again, I don't like thrillers. But this is a very good suspense. It's a very good Saturday or Friday afternoon movie. It's enough to keep your peak interest. It's a lot of
Okay.
highs and lows. It's written and acted perfectly that it's not blood and gory, and it has a very good build and a very good
Okay.
lull. And the other thing that I like about it, of course, I'm all about girl power. This
Of
particular
course.
show is all about girl power because you have two very, very strong leads. So Gina is a movie that I suggest that you go see.
Gina. Okay.
Gina, Gina.
Gina.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So
All
what's your
right.
option? What do you suggest?
For a thriller,
Yes, a thriller, or I even take a suspense.
okay, a thriller or a suspense. So there's a number of things that are out on Netflix. Tons and tons of things that are out on Netflix. And there is one that is coming up on Netflix
Mm-hmm.
that I know that I'm interested in. And the name of it is Murder Mystery.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Share.
Murder Mystery. So, murder. Let me see if I can pull it back down again because I had it and now it's gone. I don't know what I did with it. But the thing about Murder Mystery is that It is. It's a movie about just that, a murder mystery. It
Yeah.
is. Hold on, I'm going to pull it down. But if you've ever had the opportunity to participate in one,
Mm-hmm.
very exciting. So this is a movie
Mm-hmm.
about a cop and his wife. This is actually, Lord Jesus, Jennifer Aniston. So she's coming back to the small screen.
Very.
Okay. And Adam Sandler.
Mm-hmm.
And so they are playing a New York cop, and she's a hairdresser,
Mm-hmm.
and they are trying to solve a murder on a billionaire's yacht.
I've seen that. And isn't it kind of a little bit funny?
It is. So it is a comedy. It's considered a dark comedy.
Touche, touche, touche.
So, and it's kind of stuff like that for me that I know that I like.
I got you on that one. I got you on that
Yeah.
one. Now, for this particular one, is why do you like this dark comedy? I mean, it is Jennifer Aniston. We do miss her. Hey, Jen. And Anna Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah. So, tell me why you like this one compared to another show. I mean, not another show, but another movie.
Because I know it's going to be ridiculous. I do. Like, it's Adam Sandler. So you already know it's very rarely. So first of all, let's give it up to Adam Sandler for finally developing the chops to do serious roles
Mm-hmm.
as well
True.
as comedy roles.
True.
But he's mostly known for being a comic.
Mm-hmm.
So, if he gets to deal with something that's edgy, like, I don't know, murder, murder mystery, it's going to be just a little bit ridiculous. Just a little bit.
Teeny
Just a
tiny.
little bit.
Teeny tiny.
Just a little bit, teeny tiny. Another movie that I'm looking forward to seeing, even though it's not going to come out until closer to the fall,
Mm-hmm.
is Stephen King's It, Chapter 2.
See, I remember, you know what? We're going to come back to that one in a second. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to finish the conversation about it. And then we're going to dive into family friendly and action movies that your family, or somebody you want to make a suggestion should enjoy. So without further
Yes.
ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is Dr. Toy with Caryn Reed Hendon, and this is Toy Talk, and we'll see you in a few.
Okay, do I get to drink my water now? Because I am parched.
Drink a word, Caryn. Drink a word.
Thank you.
All right. And we're back. So when we left, Caryn was going to share with us her ins and outs about thriller movies, and she wanted to pick up, for some strange reason, with It.
Yes. I used to read Stephen King novels with my friends when we were younger, and I've always been interested in how they get adapted to the screen. If you saw the first It, you already know what you're about to be dealing with the demon clown Pennywise. You already know. And so this film picks back up again, bringing back the characters who were kids in the first one, but are now adults coming back to Derry, Maine. So yeah, I'm here for it. I am here for it.
Now, I would like to just say, Stephen King, hey, I watched I watched the original It on network television, and it scared everything out of me. I could not
Yes.
sleep for at least a week. I walked in the center of all of the streets. I drove in the middle of all the streets. You hear me? And even to this day, as we're talking, I don't even want to pick up. If I drop a pencil right now, I don't even look under this table because you know what? He's there. And don't let it rain. Oh my goodness. Do not let it rain. That clown has had me shook. Now, I just would like to put out there, I read the book.
see.
I read the book. So I was like, oh, I read the book. But it was my first version of kind of people reading a book and then seeing it in action, be like, you missed this, you missed that, you missed this, or ooh, this is how you made this come alive. Kind of the way that people feel about Game of Thrones, the book versus in real life.
Right. There are people that will not watch Game of Thrones because the book was so gory. The series was so gory.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get it.
No, that's okay. No, that's okay. Look, no, we ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, I just happen to like, certain thrillers, certain suspense movies. Never really been a big fan of horror, but if you can give me some thrillers, some suspense, I can manage that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, so again, if you're just joining us, we are talking about how you're going to use your summer or spend your summer correctly. And our suggestions are you should spend your summer with movies. Go out, watch a movie, or if you are rich in the mortar words of Caryn, stay at home instead of going to the movie theaters. Stay at home since you're rich and turn on your air condition and watch those DVDs in your streaming services. And because we want you to get the most out of your experiences, we're sharing with you based on categories and things we've seen or things we want to see, movies that you need to see this summer. We just got finished talking about thriller, suspense. Just got finished talking about it. But now we're going to go on to one of my favorites, which are family-friendly movies. So I would say a family-friendly movie this year that everybody has been trying to look for, and Caryn has seen it and has been told she will see it again, would be Aladdin with Will Smith. So Caryn, how was that?
So, first of all, let me say, as someone who saw the original Disney adaptation of Aladdin in the movies, Will, bless his heart, worked so hard. I think like he really had to just put himself into the character of Genie because Robin Williams was the one that really just transcended Genie.
Everything.
Yeah. The graphics were incredible. You can see it in 3D. I saw it in 3D, and it was phenomenal seeing it in 3D. Jafar was evil. Jasmine was beautiful, of course. They had a couple of really splashy numbers. I loved it. And my daughter was very much so upset with me that I went without her to go see Aladdin. So, yeah, I got to see it again with her. But I feel like I need to make her watch the original first before I take her to go see the other one.
As a good parent should. A good parent should. I do not, I'm going to be honest with you, I just cannot see my life getting right with Will Smith. Not saying that I'm going to be very negative towards him and what he's doing, because I'm not. But I am going to sit here and say, you know what? I love you, Will Smith, but I'm a Robin Williams till I die. You really going to have to just blow my mind. I don't care how much money you throw at it, the graphics. But here's the thing. Robin Williams was for my generation. And you can be yours for, Will Smith can be for this generation. And I can see him reprising. And I can also, some of the singing, how was his singing? Because, Robin Williams was a fantastic singer. And that's when we really found out that he could sing. Because before that, it was just Nanu Nanu, Mork and Mindy, Dead Poets Society. And then he started singing, Yes, Bobby, Bobby, I'll go, Bob, wow. And you're like, what?
Right.
What's that?
Right.
So
Right.
how did Will do with singing?
Not great,
Oh,
in my opinion. So
I'm hurt.
what
It's a
what
travesty.
Will did, Will really just Fresh Princed it up. Like he really did. Like he went back to his original rap roots to bring Jeannie alive. So that's something that I could appreciate, that he put his own spin on it. Because he did. He put his own spin on Jeannie.
That's what you want.
But yeah. But again, for those of us that have seen the original that had Robin Williams as Jeannie, who all wanted Robin Williams as our own Jeannie, there's really just no comparison between the two.
Do you know that so you're right. Robin Williams made our lives like everything. And I don't know how old you were when the Latin came out, Latin with Robin Williams. But for me, I think I was in middle of high school.
It was 7th grade.
And wait a minute, and I'm how many years in front of you? Yeah, I was in high school. I could have chosen anything, but I was like, I'm gonna go see this Aladdin. Yes, I went to go buy it. It is my life. Now, with that being said, let's move on to the next family-friendly movie that we want to see. And I have heard many people saying that they want to see Hold On to Your Pantyhose, Look Left, Look Right. They want to go see
Yes. Yes, The Lion King. I am really excited about going to see The Lion King, but again, this is only because
why?
It's only because I actually saw The Lion King in the movie theaters, fell apart when Mufasa died.
No, I can't.
Hollered at the screen.
We still haven't.
When Scar did what he did.
I hate you, Jeremy.
Cheered when Simba won.
About time. Revenge your daddy.
Okay. Then I turned around and saw The Lion King on Broadway and had the same experience falling out in the seat with the actors in all around the seats in the theater, bringing the savannah to life. Getting teary with young Simba, old Simba, young Nala, old Nala.
Everybody.
All in my feelings. And now you gonna go and make it a real life?
Yes.
Pride Rock?
Yes.
With Beyonce being Nala?
What?
With Donald Glover?
Who?
Being Simba?
Atlanta? What?
Just take my money. Take my money. I will say this, though. Thank goodness that they utilized the gifted man we know as James Earl Jones to reprise his role as Mufasa. Because I would have been pissed. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying, people?
Say it with your chest, girl.
I would have been real mad. Like a Keith David probably could have did it.
Who?
Keith David is a Scar. Keith David is Scar. His voice is nothing but Scar.
But
there can't be nobody else playing Mufasa except for James Earl Jones.
But, and I'm with you. But here's the thing. Now that we see Scar, because we've seen Scar, we are like, you're right. They did that one right. There's nothing else. He is Scar. He is Scar. So who was the person who played Scar?
In the original movie?
Yes.
Let me look it up right quick.
You look it up. Now when you see Scar and you see his face in real life, you're like, oh, they made his face Scar.
So Jeremy Irons was
I
the
told you,
person to play
Jeremy.
Scar.
I knew I couldn't find. I was gonna say Previn, but it's not him. Irons, I'm with you. Hi, Jeremy. You are so awesome. So, but he's not gonna be in the new one, is he?
No. So in the new Lion King,
I hit a button clicking. Put that
you
work
know
in,
I'm
girl.
working on it. You know I'm working on it. In the new Lion King, the person that is playing Scar.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, so Donald Glover is Simba.
Yeah.
Beyonce is Nala.
Got you.
Uh, Eric Andre is Azizi.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Eichner is Timon. Seth
Okay.
Rogen is Pumbaa, which
That makes
is
sense.
actually really good.
Very good one. Mm-hmm.
John Oliver is Zazu,
Mm-hmm.
which is really good.
Perfect, because he looks like a Zazu too.
It looks like a Zazu. Um, is it? No, Keegan Michael Key. He might. Hold on, wait a minute. Keegan Michael Key. He is going to be in The Lion King.
As, come on, give me
Hold
something
on,
good.
I'm getting to
I know
you.
I'm so excited.
Let's see. Oh, it's oh, Chiwetel Ejiofor. He's playing Scar.
Now remind people who he is.
Oh, he did the movie. He did the movie adaptation to Kinky Boots.
Very good.
He was also the main character in 12 Years a Slave.
Yes, he was.
Oh gosh, he's done a number
Yes.
of shows and movies.
My fear is he's so okay. First of all, Jeremy Irons, he could have reprised. That's all, I just want to put that out there. Could have reprised. Going to put it out there. Jeremy. Is he going to be? Is he going to be as gritty? Is he going to be as as
Oh, I
the
think he got it. I think he got it.
you do?
I do. I think he can do it.
You know what? You because you know what? I take it back. And the reason why I say that is because there are a couple of movies that he's been the bad person.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I think American Gangster, when he was in that one with Denzel, I think that gives him a little bit of that sinister underworld feel. So I reserve that one. I think he can do it. Now that you put it out there,
Yes.
I take it back. Jeremy, you good, but new new Scar.
Yeah, I think he can do it.
My eyes on
I'm
you.
quite convinced that he can. Yeah, no, I'm very convinced that he can.
Okay.
You know, James Earl Jones reprising himself as Mufasa.
Is Whoopi Goldberg coming back?
No.
Say Mufasa. Say it again.
No.
Mufasa.
Keegan Michael Key plays Kamari, which is one of the hyenas.
Yes.
Alfred Woodard will play Sarabi, the mother.
Yes, I can see that. Matt Sinclair, miss you.
Yeah, so like this is something that I'm really excited about seeing. I'm really excited.
Some of those choices I can see being very profound, and the other ones I'm like, Well, I have to see them in their character because it's live action, correct?
Yes.
So this is going to be different to see the live action, which is very different than on Broadway, very different in animation. So I think we all are holding our breath to see what that looks like.
Yes. And, if we think about the way that movie technology has been, I think there was only one other movie that's been out there. Idris Elba was actually in the movie where all of the characters were animals, but they had human voices.
Yeah.
And it was, it was very well done, but we're going to see something very different with this because they've had a number of years to make this come and do what it do.
So yeah, and I think that's why we are all just waiting because we want to see what this end result. We have been talking about it for so long. Now
Right.
we're finally going to see the fruits of their labor, especially after Beyonce rocked Coachella last year with her
True.
homecoming episode. But we're going to talk about that later on. So
Yeah.
the last genre that we're going to talk about is action. My favorite. My
Oh, it's a
favorite.
couple of movies I'm definitely excited about seeing.
So tell me, Caryn, what is a live action movie that you want to see this summer?
Men in Black International.
And who's in it?
So I've always been a fan of Men in Black. Tessa Thompson will
Yes.
be in Men in Black International, and I am living for her. Do you hear me? Her co-star in Men in Black is none other than Thor himself,
What?
Chris Hemsworth.
Hey, Chris.
Yes, 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 yes. Along with Liam Neeson.
Yes.
So I am really excited about seeing this one. It's going to be different because, for years, when we think about Men in Black, we think about Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones.
Yes.
And they're not reprising their roles. So
Nope.
this will be interesting to see how they, fulfill this role with Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson.
I'm excited to see that also. And you're right. I mean, everything, they do take bits and pieces of the original three and move it over into international. And it does, everybody has an accent, everybody has a little flow. But I mean, you still have intergalactic drama, and you got to have someone to save us from it. And so these are going to be the two that does it. And I'm elated and excited to see what they're going to come up with, because it could be this way or it could be that way, but I honestly think it's going to be a very good addition to the trilogy. I have to admit,
I think so.
the last time, the last three, they were good. You can't have the perfect in all three, but they were good. They were good. It was a good, wholesome family movie, and it was a good action. So and the graphics, like you said, with Will Smith on the Aladdin. When Will is in a movie, the graphics are going to be great. The concept is going to be polished and beautiful. And so that's what we're expecting from Men in Black International Edition. Now, for me, my movie is a movie that we already have seen. And it has blown our minds. It is, what is it? The Avengers Endgame. Dun, dun, dun.
I was so mad at the end of Avengers Endgame.
Why?
I was so mad. I mean, but for the most part, I was also kind of satisfied with the way that it ended. So if you have been a part of, MCU from the beginning to the end.
For life.
So for the past 10 years, your summer has revolved around.
Summer, fall, spring, rain, snow, all of it.
All the movies. Your whole life has been revolving around those movies. So now there's no more of the Avengers.
Well, there is.
In that sense.
Exactly. I mean, he had to, first of all.
They had to evolve, yes.
We're not going to give it away because some of you we know have not seen it. And we know some of you want to watch it in the lap of luxury that is your home. But if you decide to take the journey and go see it into a movie theater, go see it in D-Box like I did. What? That was the best. That was my first D-Box and it was awesome. So that's one. But two, understanding, we're not going to give it away like I said. Just know that there's going to be evolution and there's a whole bunch of loops and holes. I watched It was an emotional roller coaster. I cried, I laughed, I cried. It was fantastic. So, Avengers Endgame, it was everything I thought it was. I'm not completely upset because I know there is a future. I'll just say that. It is an Endgame, but there's more to come. In my mind, there's more to come. But I would also like to give a shout out and a heart pump chest to Stan Lee. And we are so upset to hear that you were a victim of elder abuse in your final years, where you have given us so much love and so much
Yeah.
support. And I mean, think about it. You're the one who came out with Black Panther. You are, and produced the
Yes.
movie. So back in the 1960s, you created him. I mean, you could have said, "No, forget about it," but you took it upon your mantle and your shoulders to do that. You gave us Captain Marvel,
Yes.
which is a female, and you produced that with a woman. I mean, you have given us powerful individuals in all spectrums that when we look at the universe, we could see ourselves there. So thank you
Absolutely.
so much, so very much. And we hope that whoever did those atrocities that we've been reading in the newspapers to you, that it all works out to the best of their abilities, and that the wrongs will be righted.
Correct.
The other thing, Karen, you got one more movie before we end today.
Yes, I am looking forward to seeing Toy Story 4.
Me too.
Again, this is a movie that I will not be able to take my 4-year-old to. She will not understand.
Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
But I will prepare myself by going back and watching Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 in preparation for Toy Story 4, because, again, that will be another end of an era.
And the only reason why we know it's the end of the era is because Tom Hanks told us on Ellen that, what is his name? Tim Allen told him that it was the end of an era. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
only reason why, is because the two main characters have told us farewell. And Tom Hanks didn't even know. So just take that for a grain of salt. But yes, you're right. It's the end of the era. And, you know, when there are so many remakes, there's also a lot of things coming to a close. We had Endgame. We have Toy
Mm-hmm.
Story 3.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, if you want to be a little bit technical about it, Men in Black International is starting a new version where the old one left off. So it was a closing and an opening on that one. It's
Mm-hmm.
so much out there that is hopefully they'll come back in another form.
Yeah,
There you go.
we can only wait to see.
Only wait and see. Also, I would like to share that a movie that is a bonus that I think you can watch at home. It's just there are about two or three movies in the next 1 to 2 minutes that we have that I want to share that you should look at home. It should either be on your live stream, or it should be on your it could be in your local DVD box for you to rent. So the first movie that I suggest that you go and find will be Expendables. Yes.
Okay.
It was written, directed, and starred by Sly himself, Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone.
The reason why I like it is because it's a non-traditional movie, and it shows mature adults, I'll say seasoned professionals that are professional and good in what they're doing. So that would be the first movie that I would put out there. The second one I would say would be our famous any of or Fast and Furious 7. 1 is good, 7 is also good, but that will be the one that I suggest. So those are the movies that are bonuses that you should see either on your streaming service, Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, and or any other services out there. Redbox actually does live stream also. Take a look, go back through. We're going to post these on our YouTube site, and we're also going to put this on our Facebook. So just think about it. Summer has started. How are you going to spend your summer? We say with movies. We're giving you a list. Think about it. And if you know of any movies that we have missed that others should take a look at, go online and let us know, or email us at ToyTalk, the number 2, the letter U, at gmail.com. Without further ado, Caryn, darling, my friend, it is time for us to be out.
Yes. Till next time.
Until next time, everyone, we will see you.
You've been listening to Toy Talk with Dr. Tasha Toy. To find podcast or video of this program, go to Facebook or YouTube, Spotify or Podbean, and look for Radio St. George, or go to radiostgeorge.com. Join us next week for Toy Talk with Dr. Tasha Toy.
Those of you who are on YouTube land, those of you who are on Facebook, give us a moment. We'll be back with our next episode of Toy Talk, no batteries included. Until then.